Is it focusing all right?
No. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the final week of my first trimester, week 12. Today we're gonna do something special. I have my baby daddy here to share with us his experience in the first trimester of our pregnancy.
I am not prepared for these questions.
Yeah.
Which makes it more fun
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, he has not heard these questions yet, so.
Okay.
Okay, so what was your experience when you found out we were pregnant?
I was happy. I'm just trying to remember. When was it? what was the day again?
Well, you went to work, but
Oh yeah,
it was like 2 days after my missed period, and I was like, my body is so like regular and consistent with my period. The day I was supposed to get my period, I didn't get it. I was like, totally, we're pregnant. And it was 2 days later, or the next day, and I took the test. And
yeah, I was really happy, and also I had a little bit of disbelief. Like I was like, I want verification. I want the, I want to see. I want to go to the doctor. I want to test this. Like,
yeah, because
I was very skeptical, but at the same time I wasn't, because those tests are pretty accurate. So I was like,
yeah,
sweet,
well,
we did it again, yeah.
That's because it was the day that I missed my period. I was like, we're pregnant, we're pregnant. He was like, I don't even want to say yes we are until he sees a test. So actually went to a store to get a test and took the test in the bathroom on the way to his work because I wanted to surprise him. Because I just got in my head like, okay, let me just go get a test, we'll take it. It was positive, and then I just went to work and told him, and yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then any immediate thoughts right after that?
No.
No, you were just happy. Because
Yeah.
obviously we've been trying, so it was like nice to finally have accomplished the goal. What were some of the biggest changes that you noticed in me in the first trimester?
Honestly, not very many. Like,
Right.
I mean, not anything unexpected.
Yeah.
Like obviously that point of she was a lot more tired. You were a lot more tired, and I think that was the kind of the difference where I don't think either of us were really expecting that you were going to be that tired, because I don't remember you being as tired the first pregnancy.
It's funny because that first pregnancy I felt I was more tired.
Maybe because
the tiredness this time was the sickness. I was sick.
Yeah, you were sick.
I mean, I guess I was sleeping more.
Yeah, there was just that point of like it caught me off guard, like how much it affected you actually.
Yeah.
And then it took a while to sort of like process it and like accept it. Like at first I was like
No, you didn't. Yeah,
No.
actually, I do remember. We have a couple other friends that are pregnant also, and when one of them shared her experience with being so exhausted,
oh yeah.
then you were like, oh, maybe there is this.
Maybe there's something to this whole pregnancy thing. Like,
because you just.
I remember I was at work and I was thinking on my drive home, I was like, maybe this is really affecting Christina. Like, maybe it's a lot harder on you than I'm realizing, and I'm not considering, like,
Yeah.
because I think for a long time I didn't acknowledge it. Like she was tired and everything.
Yeah.
And I think it was after that day I came home and I said something. I'm like, you know what? I realized I don't think I've acknowledged that this is actually really challenging
Yeah.
for you. And
It
it's
was
kind
like-
of like I realized, oh shit, that's like when you're sick, when I'm sick, it's like.
Or when you have physical pain, that was the point. You're like, when you have physical pain, it's like such a, like, it can be such a challenging thing in terms of your like mental and emotional.
Well, you're alone with it a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Like someone's like, oh, I've got a headache, and you're like, you can't, because you don't have the pain. It's hard for you to really relate. And so yeah, I remember after a while I had that moment where I was like, maybe I realized, I'm like, maybe this is actually, I want to just connect with you and like tell you, remember, like, yeah, like maybe this is difficult, and I didn't yet acknowledge that, and so that's what I did. And then it kind of was like, okay, this has quite a physical effect sometimes on people, and it was on you. Yeah.
Do you think that had to do also with the fact that because we had the past miscarriage, you were a little bit like, not in denial, but you didn't want to just accept it offhand without real confirmation, like from the ultrasound and like hearing the heartbeat and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been pretty reluctant. I mean, I still am. Like, we're going for the ultrasound tomorrow. And
it's a second ultrasound.
what is it, like the genetic thing?
Yeah, it's an NT scan.
And it's like, I'm still like, I'm not skeptical,
He's
but
like, I hope it goes well tomorrow. Like, you're anticipating that there's not going to be a heartbeat or something. We just heard the heartbeat last week at our midwife appointment.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
That was so fucking scary because we did the first midwife appointment.
And I was like 10 and a half
and she couldn't find the heartbeat. And I was like, great. But we both realized like it was still really early.
Yeah, and depending on where the baby and the placenta is positioned, it can be tricky. When I left that appointment, I realized I had overcome a lot of my fear of miscarriage, because I think any earlier I would have been like, oh my gosh, we miscarried again, you can't find the heartbeat. I would have, I think, had a lot of strong reactions, but I kept thinking it's too early, it's not. So when we didn't hear the heartbeat, I wasn't disappointed at all. I was like very okay with it. And
yeah, it wasn't like a really telling signal that things were good or bad. So
the midwife said that, you know, and I mentioned this in my last vlog, but just hearing my heartbeat, like, you know, the artery pumping blood to the uterus was really strong, and she was like, you don't hear that unless. So
well, it was really interesting the first time we went to the ultrasound. We had the ultrasound. And it was interesting because Christina had a dream, you probably mentioned this in your vlog, like a night before or 2 nights before, about the baby,
it was like a week or something,
having like this really strong heartbeat. And that was like the only thing that I could hold on to that gave me any sense of stability, which is really weird because it's like it was a freaking dream.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't have any kind of access per se to what's going on inside you.
Yeah.
And for me, you know, I think dreams are very specific, and so in an odd way, it did give me some sense of stability. Like there's something specific there. I mean, it was the only thing I had to hang on to, so maybe that's why I was like, that calmed me down a little bit actually. Yeah. And then we saw the heartbeat, and and that was
so
really cool.
Every point, like, so the pregnancy test, you're like, okay, cool, we're pregnant, but then you're still doubting.
Yeah. And I mean, now it's getting later on, so the statistics are on our side more. Yeah. But you can never really.
Yeah. So you were really worried about the miscarriage?
I mean, of course, like, yeah, but it wasn't like I was stressing over it. I just couldn't. You just had to do your thing, go to, you know, live your life, and it will or will not happen. You have just to make peace either way. Yeah. Next.
You kind of mentioned this, but what was your experience to my, like, what I was going through in the first trimester? Like, because you had to, like, take on some different responsibilities and, like.
On the one hand, I liked it because she cleaned less, so it was like she couldn't say anything to me, because before it was like, if I left the kitchen dirty, she would be like, Andrew, you gotta help around the house because I'm cleaning all the time. Now that she wasn't cleaning, it was like she couldn't say anything, and I could just be my normal dirty self, and it was like, great.
That's a relief.
Kind of. Like, I was like, wow, I feel less pressure to actually have to clean. That was one funny thing I noticed.
Relief in terms of not feeling the pressure of.
Yeah, like. Because
I couldn't physically do anything because I was sick on the couch.
Right. So you kind of felt like guilty because
I didn't feel
not guilty, but like because you weren't cleaning, you kind of thought that I was doing my best.
Well, like, there was a few weeks there where you kind of had to pick up the slack in cooking, because I was just like.
Yeah, honestly, it was simple. It wasn't a lot. Like, you know, it was just a little bit of extra doing the dishes and cleaning and stuff. It wasn't that much, actually. Yeah. But that was just kind of a funny point, though.
Yeah. Looking back, would you have done anything differently?
I guess just that point of standing in someone's shoes. Like, if someone's having an experience, I probably could have acknowledged it a little earlier, like, not like just denied it, or. Yeah. Well, so like, and that's with anything. Like, really, if someone's saying something to you, maybe just I could in the future, just like, okay, really take the time and try and stand in their shoes. Yeah. But I mean, I think I was fine with how it went. Like, it was natural, and it was a cool point for me to realize. So I was like, oh, cool. How many questions you got?
What would you say is important for other dads or partners to know about the first trimester?
Just that main point. That's really the only point.
Just, like,
the main realization that came up of like,
realize what is actually going on in the
I think
female
just
body.
not even that, but no, just acknowledging.
Oh.
Like that was the point for me, is like acknowledging, because it's almost like this point where you're thinking, why is he not acknowledging this experience that I'm having?
Yeah.
So that was the thing for me, is like the acknowledgement, like,
Yeah.
and that's the best I could do, because you have to walk it, and I can support,
Yeah.
but I think just acknowledging, like, you know, you might not be experiencing yourself that well, you might feel shitty, and just acknowledge that, you know.
I did forget that that was a point. I feel like you came to that realization pretty quickly though, like maybe 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But I do remember feeling that there was a point where I was like, you're not really hearing me in what I'm saying and what my experience is.
Yes.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
And I forgot that we had that conversation where it was like, I just feel like it was just a point of like, I felt like you were in denial of the pregnancy, and so you were in a way dismissing me or dismissing my
maybe in a
experience.
way, like
Yeah.
I was wanting some sort of validation.
Yeah.
And I almost like I didn't even want to trust anything, you know, except for like scientific proof.
Acknowledge the
Like
woman.
the point, like I hear you,
Yeah.
you know? And not just like saying it for the sake of saying it, but like because you actually
really stand
do.
in their shoes.
Yeah, like you're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, she's having an experience here. I better like let her know that I'm with her, and like I hear you, and yeah, you're not alone. Even though I can't, there's not much I can do, but just to be like, just being like, I hear you.
Yeah,
you know,
that's a
for
lot.
real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
What are you most looking forward to in the second trimester? So we're 3 months down, 3 months.
Yeah.
I mean, 6 to go.
Probably more sex.
Yeah, we didn't do a lot of that in the first trimester.
I wonder if that's normal, because your body is
I
like,
felt like crap.
I know.
And it's like you put in all the work to get the pregnancy done, and it's like, hey, finally now we're
That's being just straight up honest about
Yeah.
the situation. And then,
I will say, I think it's going to be not challenging, but as the bump grows in terms of sex, that might be a little difficult. Not difficult, but already, I'm just saying, already my experience has been like, oh, careful of this. You know, the very few times we have, it's like, oh, careful, don't squish, don't push, don't, you know, and so it's like, as the belly grows, I could imagine that would get worse. But anyways, any parents out there have advice for sex in the second trimester? Let us know. What else? Anything else?
yeah, there's more stuff. What am I most looking forward to in the second trimester?
Yeah.
You know, I like the fact that she was sick all the time, because it was a good acknowledgement. Like, okay, the baby's in there doing
Oh, like,
stuff. She, you know, it's
confirmation.
growing. It's like,
Yeah.
it's funny because every time she's like, I'm just like, yeah.
And now I'm like starting to feel way better.
So then it's like, how do I know?
This
right?
is common though. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is part of it.
So I guess just you like getting back to your normal self. Like, I feel like honestly with my business stuff, I wasn't really able to connect with Christina as much on that level during the first trimester, because you were so physically just focused on this one point. And now recently you've sort of started getting back to sort of doing things and expressing yourself through different ways, and like
Yeah.
we're sort of talking more about like what we're doing with different projects.
Yeah.
So it's like just that interaction.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to
Kinda
that.
like more-
Coming back so that I can calibrate myself, because it's like during the first trimester I was like, oh my god, what's happening? Like, is she just not want to do interested in business anymore? Like,
Yeah.
I kind of like, oh no, like this is it now. She just wants the baby and that's it. Like,
No.
but it was actually just obviously what you're going through the first trimester. So to have you start coming back a little bit, it's like, I'm like, oh, okay, good. We are aligned, and yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got it all on my own now.
It's like literally there's nothing else you can possibly focus on except your physical experience. And it seemed like my world went from like here in terms of just like ideas and things you wanted to do, and like all of a sudden it was just like one thing I could only focus on, which was don't vomit.
Don't vomit.
Anything else?
Nope, I think that's it.
Okay, well that's all I have for my questions. So thanks, Andrew, for hopping on the vlog. And yeah, we're officially today in the 13th week, so we're in the second trimester. So pretty exciting. I feel like we've hit a milestone, and tomorrow we have the NT scan, the ultrasound, so we'll get to see.
It goes by pretty quick. Like, it's interesting, like, you're more on top of it. Like, I haven't picked up any books. I'm not. It's just like, I feel like it's not, I'm like, when this baby is here, I will.
All of a sudden you're gonna be like, wait, what?
No, I will be like, now you're here. Let's do what we need to do. But like, until
well, there's
then,
only so much you can do.
I know,
like,
yeah.
It's my body, like changes are happening in my body, so it's like, I'm more interested in what's happening, you know? Not that you're not interested, but.
Yeah, it is kind of like a, what do you call it? It's not a footnote in your life. It's like something that's just kind of happening there, and it takes up a lot of time, but for the guy, it's like you can still function pretty regularly normally.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
It's just my life and my body that gets completely transformed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for watching and walking with, and if you guys have any questions for Andrew, you can leave them in the comment section, and I also am linking below his YouTube site and his website, so check him out because he's a pretty awesome artist. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye, guys.